So I want to share with you guys something I learned when I was about 21, 22 years old, traveling. I went on a massive trip around the world, left for about a year and a bit, and basically had a list of places I wanted to train at. I wanted to do some Muay Thai in Thailand, I wanted to train kickboxing in the Netherlands, I wanted to do MMA in Vegas, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil. I trained at a whole list of places going around the world. I did a lot of partying as well. But I had a great opportunity to basically see get a good variety of different training styles, different gyms, different cultures, and basically all I'd done up to that point, my whole fighting career was spent at Iron Fist, one gym, and I loved it at Iron Fist. I had a reasonably quick progression with my Muay Thai. And boxing, when I was training at Iron Fist, I'd done a bit of boxing too. Basically, I had good success. For the first couple of years, I was sort of 12 or 13-0, I think, before I left to go overseas. I had really no reference as to what were the ingredients that made me successful. So when I went to Thailand, first place I went, I found that I wouldn't say I didn't gain anything from it, because I did, but I didn't feel as though I got as much out of it as I could have, especially since in Thailand, this is the first place I went. In Thailand, they have trainers with hundreds of fights. Almost every single trainer in the gym, if he's a Thai, he's probably had a few hundred fights. And these are the guys that are holding pads for you, these are the guys that are training with you, all that sort of stuff. And if you take that into consideration, you'd think a short amount of time you would go like that, but I found I didn't really. And then I went and trained in the Netherlands, and the gym I was at was quite a well-known gym, quite a renowned gym, and a lot of history there with that gym, and lots of champions. And again, I didn't find I got as much out of it as I thought I would have. And then I went to Vegas a few months later. I made my way over to Las Vegas. And when I was in Las Vegas, I was in this gym with a bunch of guys, all living in the one house together. We'd ride our scooters to training, in the freezing cold, a few miles away, train, come home in the morning, eat, sleep, train, be hanging around at home, doing some jiu-jitsu at home, and I learned a lot in that short period of time. My jiu-jitsu went, it wasn't very good before I went, but it went up a lot when I was in that gym. Went down to Brazil, stayed in Rio for a few months, and was training at a little Gracie gym in Rio. And the gym was run by a guy who wasn't a Gracie, he was actually a brown belt. The training partners were all white belts. He didn't speak any English in his classes, he only spoke in Portuguese, so I had no idea what was going on, but learned really well. Again, my progress was excellent, considering if you take all those factors, not necessarily the greatest trainer in the world, and all white belts on the mat, and I went like that, Loved the guys, loved the trainer, enjoyed going, I loved being there. And I said that it was, once I went back to Vegas and trained at another gym with absolute killers on the mats. I was doing BJJ when I went back. Killers on the mats, unreal guys. The trainer himself was phenomenal, very respected trainer in jiu-jitsu. All the other guys, heaps of colored belts on the mats, lots of high level purples, browns, blacks, world champions on the mats. And I didn't feel like I progressed that well. But what I started to notice was it wasn't always a case of who the best trainer and best training partners were that was going to dictate how fast I progressed. It was how much I enjoyed my time in the gym. So it's I'd have to be in a good mood. I wanted to go there. I wanted to go see the guys at training. I wanted to hang out with them, talk shit, banter with them before and after, enjoy my timing before and after training. While I'm training, bantering with them, come on, just that vibe of a healthy competition and a bit of ego there, but it's in a friendly way. That's what I found put me in a position to learn better, and that good mindset, being positive at training, that's what made me progress. Compared to other places which may have had when I spent some time in gyms that may have had higher level people to train with and people to give the knowledge, but I didn't particularly like the people that were there because I felt they were too much about themselves and not about the team. Everyone was in there running their own race kind of thing. And when it was like that, I didn't learn as well. I wasn't in a good state of mind. In fact, sometimes I'd make excuses and not go to training because I just didn't want to see the people, you know. So I guess for you guys, what you need to figure out is what it is that you find important at a gym. And you know, you might be listening to my story and going, that's all well and good. I'm a lone wolf though, and I don't really care about what other people think, and I don't need a team. That's fine. If that's what you need, if you need to go to training and feel like you are getting pushed to your absolute limit every time and have no regard for how your relationship is with your training partners, you can absolutely find gyms that are going to suit that. And there's no right or wrong way. It's just what's going to work for you. So maybe what you want is to be exciting on social media, being seen with this superstar fighter or this superstar celebrity trainer or whatever it might be. Maybe that's what you find important. If that's what you find important, you find a gym that's going to have all of these that are going to tick all those boxes. So maybe you need a super clean gym. You will not want to go to train in a gym that's dirty or smelly or whatever. Maybe you want a gym that's like romantic with the fact that it's raw, it's dirty, it's rugged, and you go, you know, and everyone's just kind of slumming it up together in this dirty, nasty gym. Maybe that's what you want. And whatever it is you want, whatever is going to give you a positive frame of mind or feeling like you are winning at training, whether that be winning with, you know, feeling good around your mates or whatever, or winning with I'm getting smashed or whatever it might be, and also less likely to make excuses to not go to training. I think those are probably the two most important things because that's where you learn. And that's in consistency and in like emotionally a good state of mind at training. I think those are the two things that are most important for you to learn. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully you gain something from that, guys. Thanks for watching.